Hey guys, I think it's been a while since I made a voice video. In this one, I want to talk about stuff that will be obvious for some of you, especially if you've played previous Guilty Gear games and have experience with Kai. But I know that a lot of people like myself started their Guilty Gear journey with Strive. For some of us it's the first fighting game ever, so many ideas and concepts might take a little bit longer to sink. For beginner players and intermediate players stuck in limbo between Floor 10 and Celestial, this might put some things into perspective. So, something I've been doing for a while and also have seen many other Kai players do is this. This is honestly pretty bad. But what's the problem? By doing run up into 5k or close slash the way I demonstrated, we essentially give up a good RPS here. If this is all you establish all the time, then your opponent doesn't have to guess whatsoever after you set up the heavy fireball. You can make it a high-low RPS like this. But this requires meter, and most importantly, we can do better. One step up from this might be the use of 6k after certain knockdowns. Not every knockdown gives Kai access to a guaranteed 6k, but fortunately 2k 2D heavy fireball does. I've done a bunch of videos on this type of Okizeme so far, nothing new here, so I'm not going to talk about this much, but let's discuss pros and cons of this. The advantages of this type of Okizeme is that it's relatively easy to do right. You get to set up a pretty solid strike throw here, no rocket science whatsoever, and close slash frame trap scenario is very nice obviously, as it leads to a bunch of good conversions, even mid-screen. Unfortunately, this type of Okizeme has a bunch of disadvantages that make it significantly weaker against experienced players who know how to deal with it or just have good defense in general. The only scenario where close slash frame trap is possible is when they block your 6k crouching without FD and they don't have a big body like Nago or Pot or Gold Lewis. Otherwise Kai is pushed into a far slash range, and the only guaranteed option he has from there is 2k, which is relatively weak. It can still lead to a bunch of decent scenarios for Kai, but honestly it's very easy to just FD 6k and backdash to get out, which makes the most space, yes, but we can do better. So the idea here is to treat heavy fireball as a hard knockdown and establish the same kind of RPS we can run on Wake Up, as opposed to previous examples where this opportunity is pretty much wasted. Instead we can treat the end of block stun as a wake up moment and make it difficult for the other guy to guess between grab or close slash, or maybe you shimmy and bait some shit. This introduces a bigger threat to your opponent compared to 6k, especially against the more experienced players who like to use FD with fuzzy options such as fuzzy mash, backdash, or jump. As usual guys, if you got any questions, suggestions, or any kind of feedback really, please leave a comment, like, share, subscribe and all that YouTube jazz. I appreciate it.